Okay then, welcome in on a Monday. How the hell is everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Today we are switching things up here. We're switching things up here, and we are going to get into something I like to call the Lost Files. And so what these Lost Files are is playthroughs that I started and didn't really play much after I started them. So, with that, let's get into where we are at today. Today, we are on the Western Wilds. And so this is a playthrough. This was right after, like way before the Slaughter, which you guys see, which is over here somewhere. This was like, I ended up starting this like right before, or not right before, right after the Slaughthers came out, because I thought the Slaughthers would be great for this map. So we do have the Diesel Customs, or Division Diesel Customs, Ford, repping the mud terrains with the dump trailer, and we've got a shed and a Quonset over there, and not much else on this playthrough. We've also got the Slaughter and the Bale. There's the Slaughter, and then the baler and the tractor is way down there. So we'll go ahead and we'll swing over. This one we bought off of the the used market, and so this is going to be the primary workhorse for the time being. And then of course we have the Slaughter. So let's just get right into it. So what I am hoping to accomplish with this series is we are going to be building a $25 million cattle and chicken ranch. And that is what I'm looking to get into with this playthrough. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time. But as I said, once the Slaughter came out, it was more of no man's land, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Edgewater was another one, so I just kind of gave up on this playthrough. So I figured what better way to switch it up than let's go into the lost files and let's see what really we can come out of this with. And so I do hope you guys enjoy it. We have this entire area to cut, along with quite a few trees that we are going to have to get out of this field. Because depending on how much money we make off the silage, I do want to start buying land over there. We will talk about that then. But as far as no man's land goes, I will say I do think people are going to enjoy Friday's stream. Friday's stream, we are going to be giving no man's land a nice little makeover. And so that's going to be something to look forward to come the end of the week. So it is going to be a little bit of a much simpler type of deal tonight, because we are going to spend a lot of time cutting. Of course, we may bring out the truck and trailer, and of course end up cutting down some trees, that kind of stuff. But it's going to be pretty simple. We're going to be in the slaughter for quite a bit here tonight. As well, there's quite a bit to talk about. And I'm going to let the people really guide the ship here as far as what you guys want to do here. We can talk Lions, because honestly there's only one takeaway for me from this game. And well, I have a couple, but there's one that really stands out to me as far as that goes. We will talk some rivalry, and then on top of that, we do have some Michigan news. And I have a comment from a college coach that I need to understand what we're really doing here. But it's going to be a lot of football centric here on a Monday. We will get into the Michigan news here momentarily, but primarily I do want to focus. I do want to start out with Lions Ravens. Now look, I picked the Lions, and look, it was not good at all. But the fact of the matter is that there's really quite a lot of questions coming out of this game for me. First and foremost, who had the worst day? Who had the worst day out of the bunch here? To me, I don't know what the hell we're doing in these first halves here. But I'm going to tell you this. This idea of this nonsense that is going on in these first halves. And AG, it's time to wake up. And I'm going to tell you this, man. You know, I know not a lot of people are going to see these type of articles, But I'm going to be quite honest with you. If I see an article with a, well, I mean, Christ, look at the world we live in today. All the headlines are clickbaity at best. But here's the deal. There was a lot going on here. So out of the two coordinators, I want to know who had the worst day. For me, I think it's AG. Now look, I'll be quite honest with you. I like Greg Olson. But does anybody want to answer what the F did Greg Olson mean? And did he admit for AG on live television that, quite frankly, AG did not have a plan, because it sure looked like it? That was certainly something regarding that comment. It was a lot of remnants of Carolina last year for me. It's very, very simple. The blue and whites need to go because this loss was very remnant of Seattle. And they had a lot in common here. Look, it's pretty simple for me. Man, oh man. There were no adjustments, which worries me. What are you doing playing zone? You're giving these receivers so much cushion, it's not even funny. And if I end up seeing another article about how AG does not care what you think, I'm going to bomb his ass. Like, straight up, man. This is ridiculous. You show me an article before week 8 that this guy, we're talking about this defensive coordinator and how he doesn't care what you think. So what I'm saying is, A, he will get bombed in the Week 8 preview if I see another article like that. Talk about a shine piece. Here's the other thing too, and maybe this is an overreaction to some, but quite frankly, I really don't care, because what I would ask you is to argue it, and I want to know what this player has done besides 2 touchdowns in his career, and that being JMO. That was ugly. I mean, that was very ugly for Jameson Williams. I mean, the one play, he just basically just gave up. There was the one that hit him in the face mask, which you can tell me it's not, but it is. Could have been defensive PI. I mean, I'm trying to understand what this guy has done for this team. But you've got the ball hitting this kid in the face mask. And it was really about as ugly as you can get. So let me land the plane here. Going to the trade deadline, if I am Brad Holmes, I'm cutting my losses here. I am cutting my losses with this dude. And I'm really just moving on. I'm not going to placate my offense for this kid. I'm not going to stop. This kid is the fourth receiver on this team at best. I'm done, quite frankly. And I'm not going to get into the whole draft process because the fact of the matter is that we're slowly learning the people who wanted Jordan Davis, the nose tackle, as I was told multiple times, should have been the pick when you traded up. This pick has not made sense to start, and I'm just at a point to where, you know what, we are right back to this team needing a reliable wide receiver. I don't know who's out there. I don't know who would be even on the list. I am not going to do fantasy streams here and give you guys a name because that is a glaring need. Oh, don't worry, I've got two more. But the fact of the matter is that this kid has 2 touchdowns, and I'm not waiting anymore. And if you're a Lions fan, I don't understand really how you can wait on this kid much longer. But look, as far as it goes, here's the other thing too, because I know how this goes. And I think, in a sense, I think college football is a big culprit for this. Excuse me one moment. Okay. And what I mean by that is that fans are going to have a mindset regarding college football as basically 2 losses is the end of the world. And I had a lot of people texting me that, quite frankly, I'm glad I'm not friends with anymore. Because it's why I put in here the title the way it is. I had damn near 30 messages yesterday, and people just think it's the end of the world. That you have 2 losses and that you're not perfect on the road anymore. And so here's the deal for me. A, when was it so bad to be 5-2? Secondly, yes, I do blame the college football for this. Thirdly, guys, you're 3-1 on the road. Can we stop with acting like this is the end of the road for this team? that the season is just over because you lost a freaking game on the road. Guys, you're 3-1 on the road. Come on. And this is where we get into the industry that I work in, and this is where the title comes into play even more. Because the fact of the matter is that you got your kicked. Yes, and it's simple. Like this happens in the NFL. And what people need to understand is that very, very simply, this is a week-to-week league. And you're not going 16-1. I never believed you were going 16-1. But it brings me to my second need. I told you the first one is a reliable wide receiver that this coaching staff and this team can trust, including your quarterback. And number two, for me, is very, very simple. This is by far and away my biggest criticism of Brad Holmes so far. And it is the fact of this defensive line. The fact of the matter is that heading into this year's draft, I was the loudest guy in the room saying Aiden needs a buddy. Aiden needs a buddy on the other side. The fact of the matter is James Houston got hurt. According to somebody that I talked to, it is going to be about 4 to 6 weeks. Now again, that's speculation. But we're going to go on that specifically because of where this is right here, right now, coming out of week 7. Here's the deal. You need an interior pass rush, or you need an exterior edge guy who is going to complement Aiden Hutchinson. You are giving Lamar 9 and 10 seconds to throw the ball. You're not going to get home that way. And if you are expecting to go to an NFC title game, you're not going to get home with this pass rush. And I understand injuries are piling up. However, my rebuttal to you would be is that, guys, we're in week 7 of the season. Heading into week 8. Very, very simply, every team has injuries this far into the season. So for me, it's going to be an interior or exterior pass rush. As far as it goes, I've seen this weird narrative, and I got this out of the 30 messages that I got last night. And I want to understand this. Because I'll tell you right here, right now, nothing changes for me. Guys, losses happen. But this idea of being 5-2 and your season is over is extremely, extremely laughable. It is, quote, and this is from a personal text message that I got. Quote, Lions fans need to take this L. Close quote. Okay. Why did the fan base need to take this L? Like here's the deal. I don't understand this weird narrative because it's funny to me. Because the fact of the matter is that, guys, you're on your best start since 2011. You know what those are? Those are facts. The fact of the matter is that very, very simply, for these people in specifically who want to create this narrative, they want to say SOL, they want to do all these lazy opinions. You know what these people are? And I find it hilarious is that these are the very same people coming on the air on Monday and saying, well, guys, your season's over. You really needed that L. Why did the fan base need this L again? I'm really trying to understand it. All this is a lazy opinion by somebody who did not watch the game, has not watched this team, and it really just sounds asinine, if I'm being quite honest with you. And what you're telling me is that you're telling me that this team, you're mad that this team is winning. That's the way I see these SOL parakeets that are out here spilling that nonsense. The fact of the matter is that I'm going to tell you a personal story right here, right now. We have a guy that I work with who is on late at night. And you know what the best part of it is? This guy can't see the good things that the team has done. And you know what this guy wants to sit here and say? Oh, well, SOL. Okay, so then why is it SOL? Guys, very, very simply, one loss does not change your season. This is a week-to-week league. And the fact of the matter is that very, very simply, as fans, here's what we do. We nitpick every single thing. Period. Amen. Hallelujah. We nitpick everything. It's the same way that we do it in the media. The only thing is, the only difference is that most of us as fans aren't compromised. Because the fact of the matter is that I'm not paid by the team. I never have been and I never will be. I'm not going to come on here and lie to you and sit here and tell you that, well, you needed to take this L because you were dreaming. Guys, it's what fans do. And if you want to dream, dream. If you don't, then good. Don't. But saying in specifically, oh, well, you know, that fan base over there, I needed to take that L. What, like, what are you even talking about? And we get to the third thing. And this is where a lot of people are going a little bit overboard because I'm not with the whole Derrick Henry thing. But here's the deal. The third thing for me is you need to trade for another hammer. Back, like David Montgomery. The fact of the matter is that I give Gibbs a lot of credit going out there and continuing to be him. Now, there is a lot of work to do. I will be straight up with you on that. But the fact of the matter is, if you had a guy that was a hammer and was able to complement David Montgomery, man, game would look a little bit different. And the third, as I said, I think the third thing for me is I'm going to be looking at a hammer back. And we're going to get to it in a little bit, but I want to know which one you guys think we need more. But the fact of the matter is, as far as Jamison Williams goes, that is about as ugly as you get. And for me, if I am at Holmes, I'm cutting ties. And I'll tell you right here, right now, I expect bold at the deadline. This team needs to be bold. The fact of the matter is that you can still accomplish all the things that we want this year. But this idea that we're just going to get on the air and we're going to be intellectually dishonest, guys, that's not me. I am going to be completely honest with you, and I'm not going to sit here and be dishonest. I'm not going to sit here and just skip past the graveyard like I'm in an Airheads commercial. Guys, that's not how this is going to work. The fact of the matter is that we are in a day and age where it's okay to shill for paycheck. And the fact of the matter is, that's not me. I am not paid by any of my teams. Never have been. I never will be. I am just a fan who works in the media because I love my teams and it's what I always wanted to do. But the fact of the matter is that I am not going to sit here and be bought and paid for and shill and be dishonest with my listener base to make you feel better. That's not how this is going to go. If a player is not going to do this right, then I'm getting this player off of the team. The fact of the matter is that Jamison Williams, me, and me alone, is not about his business. And I have multiple sources who can back that up. And not only that, but the data backs it up. This guy had 2 touchdowns. And you traded up to get him at the same place you picked Jahmyr Gibbs. And you know what? I'm done. I'm done with it. I am not going to placate my offense to this guy. Because here's the deal. The fact of the matter is that he is the 4th wide receiver on this team. He is not going to be your number 1. Your number 1 is Sam Laporta or Amon-Ra. The fact of the matter is that Jared Goff knows that if he throws it to Amon-Ra, Laporta, or Reynolds, guys, it's going to be a catch. As I said, you look at all three or all six of those targets, and you can see the proof is in the pudding. This guy is not about his business. And the fact of the matter is that when are we just going to say it's time to cut bait with this guy? Now, here's the other thing I'm not going to do, because I don't have any intel on this. I have called, I've asked all damn day. Nobody has said a thing. But did anybody notice Jared Goff in his throws? Now look, give the wind credit. 20 to 25 mile an hour gust. Okay, great. But here's what I'm not going to do. In that sense of speculate that Jared Goff is hurt. If Jared Goff has an injury, then okay. If that gets reported, we'll be the first on here and we'll talk about it. But to my knowledge, and according to multiple people that I have called, texted, emailed, etc., there is nothing of the sort that they know about. So I'm not going to speculate on a Jared Goff injury because, again, it's in the title. That's intellectually dishonest. Okay. I need to understand this as well because, man oh man, did this get interesting. And luckily, we live in an era where we have pause, play, rewind, caption, etc. On our TVs, phones, tablets, etc. Anybody want to explain Chris Sims? Because I've looked for this and I have not found anything. And not only that, but if the team did say this, they would get bombed for it, and rightly so. Where in the world did this come from that, quote, Lions said they were going to stop Lamar, close quote? Where did this come from? Because I must just be blind, or I must just be missing something. Because nowhere have I found the Lions said they were going to stop Lamar Jackson. And the fact of the matter is that they didn't. But I saw this on Football Night in America. Chris Sims was talking. And it is exactly what he said. I'm not a big fan of Chris Sims, but the fact of the matter is that where in the hell did this come from? Because I have seen nothing of the sorts. And I'll say it again to you. If the team did that, then I'll tell you right here, right now, yes, they should be bombed for it, and rightfully so. But that was something. Okay. So, let's go ahead and well, let me say this first, because this is going to be a big part of it. It's all in how you respond. That's what this is going to be. And this is why I named the title very much appropriately to all the things that I've heard today. It is intellectually dishonest to get on here and say, well, SOL. Or, oh, well, start to look like that old team again. Ha, ha, ha. I mean, I can go down the list. The fact of the matter is that it's how you lost, and it's all in how you respond. And as of right now, per FanDuel, let me get you the exact line here. Lions minus 8.5 against the Raiders. As we start a new week. And look, I know how this is going to go. I know the broadcast on Monday night is going to be intellectually dishonest. Look, I know how this is going to go. Please. I'm sure they'll bring up the history, and I'm sure they'll bring up all the goodies. But as we sit here on a Monday, Lions minus 8.5 taking on the Raiders, who just lost to the Bears. And here's the other thing too, and I want to point this out, and I know people are going to say, well, it's got nothing to do with the Lions. Okay, well, thank you for that. Duh. Water's wet. The fact of the matter is that take a look at the Bills yesterday. Everybody's giving them credit. Everybody's talking about them going to the Super Bowl. Everybody's talking about them being a playoff team. Everybody's talking about how great Josh Allen is. Yet they go in and they lose to the Patriots. So the entire point coming out of this is a week-to-week league. Period. Here's the other thing too, and this is a very, very big concern for me, because it tells me that Aaron Glenn did not have a plan and did not make adjustments. Did anybody see when Aaron Glenn looked at Alex Anzalone and asked him what is going on out there? And Anzalone just kind of shrugged his shoulders. That's concerning. And here's why. A, because of the fact that Anzo is a green dot linebacker. And on top of that, the other thing is, why is Aaron Glenn asking Anzalone what is going on out there? Why aren't you making adjustments? Why aren't you calling for timeouts? Why aren't you on the sidelines every single play trying to make adjustments? To me, that falls at the feet of Aaron Glenn. And as I said, this goes back to the article that I read Sunday right before the game. And again, I'll give credit. It was a fan website. Great. I don't care if it's a fan website or not. I don't need an article coming out about the defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions saying that he doesn't care what the fans think. The fact of the matter is that I don't care if you like what I think or not. The fact of the matter is that you are paid to do one of the 32 jobs in the NFL. You are a defensive coordinator. And the fact of the matter is that this defense was playing all out until yesterday. That falls at the feet of the defensive coordinator. It falls on the feet of the players. It falls at the feet of Ben Johnson. And here's the other thing I love too. And I know this is going to be a battle all season. Is after one game, you've now got these crayon-eating cultists. Let me go ahead and say that again for you. Crayon-eating cultist. Saying, don't pay Jared Goff. You need to go into the draft and you need to get a QB. I will just tell you, go ahead and read the title. Because that is exactly what it is. Intellectually dishonest. And then, of course, I thought this was very, very interesting. Because sure enough, boy oh boy, is it funny how things change. And what I love to see is when a player comes out to trash another team. Well, Roquan Smith did just that. Coming out and saying that the Lions were not tested. I give you week 1. You want to argue that the Lions were not tested in that game? And miss me with the lazy narrative of no Chris Jones, no Travis Kelce. The fact of the matter is that the Chiefs were not worried. The Chiefs were worried about the playoffs and postseason. Like, guys, there's layers to this. That's all I'm saying. And the fact of the matter is I love when people come out and say this, because then we get into the goalpost moving. And, you know, I find it so cute. I really do. Because it's lazy, it's soft, and it's weak. I give you Tampa Bay. You want to go ahead and you want to tell me that in that sense, Lions not tested against Tampa Bay? Hey, I know, how about Green Bay? And I ain't talking about this year, or last year, I'm talking about this year. The fact of the matter is that the Lions were tested in all 3 of those games. Yet the Lions were not tested, huh? Cute narrative you got there, homeboy. Go ahead and miss me with that one. And then, of course, we get to the goalpost move. And what is so adorable about this is that the fact of the matter is this team went on a run last year. 8-2 in their last 10 games. Guys, this is the NFL. It's pretty hard to go 8-2 unless you are a super team like the Chiefs, Eagles, and 49ers. Then on top of that, everybody that I talked to, it was quite funny. I had to hear about, 0-4 start the season. I had to hear about all this great stuff about how this was going to be the same Lions team as last year. And it was going to be another slow start. Yet you're 5-2, and you are tied with the Ravens, the Jaguars, and the Dolphins. Yet, SOL? I think not. And the fact of the matter is that, again, it is dishonest. And then we get into the ultimate defensive mechanism that there is. And the best part of it is that not many people understand how the NFL schedule is made. And the funny part is that now we're going to sit here and say this was a soft schedule. We've now got our first official soft schedule narrative. Man, oh man. You gotta love it. And the fact of the matter is that you play the teams on your schedule. The schedule is literally made for you by the league. Yet again, though, interesting. Okay, so I have a question for you, because every week we tend to get these callers, and well, these callers have inspired. And so this week's caller, Don, you have inspired me, sir. And I want to know how many of you feel this way, if you're a Lions fan. If you are a Lions fan, I want to know how many of you feel this way. Quote, Brad Holmes is Bob Quinn. Close quote. Those are not my words. Those are caller Don's words. I want to know. How many of you guys feel that way? Because, man, oh man, if that were the case, then Jesus, I certainly don't see this team being 5-2 if Bob Quinn is still the GM. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is this? Is this Scooby-Doo now? Come on. Alright, so we will go ahead. We're going to get a couple more passes cut here. I think we'll switch over to the Baylor. And then we will go ahead, do a little bit of bailing. And then we will get to cutting down some of these damn trees. And while we're at it, let's get into this. What do you guys think out of the four? Or out of the three here? I need to know where you guys are at as we approach the trade deadline. I want to know where you guys are with this, and I want to know which one do you guys think we need more of. And the thing is that if you guys want to rank them out, you're more than welcome to. I will. And I'll give you my reasons why. So let me get this started for you guys, and then we'll go ahead and we'll start ranking them here. But for me, right here now, out of these three, what do you guys believe we need more of? We need the most of. Number one, an interior / exterior defensive guy. Rush. Number two, a hammer back to complement David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. And number three, a wide receiver that this coaching staff can trust. For me, it's the pass rush. Aiden Hutchinson cannot do this alone. Aiden needs another pass rusher, or there needs to be a guy on the inside of him that can get to the QB as well. So interior / exterior pass rush is number one for me. Number two is going to be a wide receiver that this team can trust. This team does not trust Jameson Williams. Him and Jared Goff are not on the same page. And you watch those 6 targets that J-Mo had yesterday, and guys, it's right there. Straight up. The fact of the matter is you are one injury away on this wide receiving core that this team would be in tatters. if we lost a Reynolds, an Amon Ra, a Laporta. And number 3 for me is a back, a hammer back that can complement David Montgomery. So I want to know from you guys, rank it out. Rank it out or just give your answer. I want to hear from you guys on it, what you guys are looking at here as we approach the trade deadline that is fastly approaching. Go ahead and get you a score update. We are in the second quarter, 7:33 to go, and the Vikings are on top of the Niners, 10-0. Look, you can make the case for all three. A back that complements or is like David Montgomery in the sense of a hammer back. Yeah, you could have used that yesterday. Then on top of that, I've already made the case for pass rush. Guys, Aiden cannot do this alone. And as far as the wide receiving core, I am done with Jama. This guy is got 2 touchdowns, and what good is he on this team? Like, what good has he done? Okay, 2 touchdowns, great. Alrighty. So we will finish up this pass here. And let's switch over to the truck. We'll go ahead, we'll get the truck out here. And so we'll stop right there. Alright, let's go ahead, let's save, and we will catch you guys on the other side. Okie dokie. So nice. Okay then. That was kind of cool. Okay then. Apparently not. So we'll leave that go for a minute. We'll we'll drop the trailer here. Nice. Very good. So I think that's it for the tree down here. I believe anyway. Yepers. And so Excuse me. Got that one a little bit high, but all right. Nice. Okay then. Alrighty. Not sure what the deal is there, but we'll have to come back to that one. All right. So let's try this one again. See what we can do here. Nice. Alrighty. So we'll get some trees cut down and then we'll get into some more here. Man, are we gonna have a lot of bales. Sheesh. Nice. Alright, so I think the rest are going to be down there, but we'll head back up this way. See about that. Peace. Alright. Oh God, so now this is going to be the pain as we got to get through that. Excuse me. So actually, I mean, I guess we don't really need to do this one, but we'll do it just for now. Nice. Alright, so that one can stay. So now it needs to be these two here. Very good. And then this we need to cut this way. Good. All right. That one. Alright. Or not. Nice. So now, looks like it's gonna be those. There's another one. That's fine. That one's fine. Swap is not. Wow, that was cool. That's crazy. All right. Probably not going to make much money off of these, but that's okay. Those here in a minute. There's that. And there's that. Well, there is one right there. Okie dokie then. Nice. Okay, so I think these are going to be the last two, and then we can get over to some bailing. And we are going to have a crap ton of bales. There's that. Okay, so let's get into this, because this is going to be an interesting conversation. I would really say over the next couple of weeks. And what I mean by that is Brian Burns. And with Brian Burns, I don't know what the market is going to bear out to be. However, the thing is that you don't get the order unless you ask. And primarily, there is a particular price. And the thing that I'm going to be very, very careful on is moving a first round pick. I don't just mean one, I mean two. Because the thing is that with pass rushers, yeah, you are going to have to add in some draft capital. But there is a problem with the three names that I'm about to give you, and I will tell you each one of them. The first one is Brian Burns. I don't necessarily know that Carolina is looking to move off of Brian Burns as we speak. Now again, that could all change because we know how this goes during the trade deadline. Usually, you have to entice, and that's the word I'm going to use with really all three of these guys. You're going to have to entice with these guys, their GMs in particular, to figure out how to get them here. So with Brian Burns, I don't know what the asking price would be. For an example, and I don't even know if this would get it done, but a first, a third, and JMO? Maybe. Then we get into Max Crosby. Max Crosby, you're probably looking at a first round pick as well. The other guy that I would want to look at from the Panthers is Jeremy Chin. And with CJ Gardner-Johnson being out, Emmanuel Mosley being out, that might be one to keep an eye on. then we get into Max Crosby. And you're probably looking at 2 first-round picks here. The problem is that I have no indication that the Raiders are looking to get rid of you. And then the other one does not have a contract. So you would have to figure that out. That name is Danielle Hunter from the Vikings. The other problem with that, it is in division. Now, you've already made a couple of deals with the Vikings beforehand that were in division. You're probably going to be looking at a first-round pick as well. As far as these 3 names go, the other thing is that you also have to keep in mind is that very, very simply, yeah, I'm probably going to be looking at not only first round picks, but the thing is that as a Detroiters want a star. And don't get me wrong, you have stars here. You do. But you want a name. You want a name. And that's what Detroiters want, man. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, and then give you another score update here. It is 16-7. Vikings on top. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's talk about this as well. This Torkelson, JMO comp that people want to do. Yet again, we are talking about intellectual dishonesty. And what I mean by that is that I must have missed where, in specifically, Torkelson got popped for gambling. I must have missed where Spencer Torkelson was heading out to Vegas for a UFC fight after getting suspended for said gambling. Guys, the fact of the matter is it's very, very simple. Torkelson, well, I'll just go ahead and say it because, quite frankly, guys, it's a lot harder to play Torque's position than it is JMO's. It's a lot harder to do what Spencer Torkelson did this year than it is what JMO did. As far as taking a job, as far as cutting ties with JMO, guys, you are talking about a low risk, high reward type of move as far as that goes, if we're being completely honest. By the way, anybody have some Wings thoughts? Wings are playing pretty damn good, huh? Where's all the Steve bots? And as far as it goes, guys, I told you, Larkin, if you get him a winger, it unlocks Dylan Larkin. Check the standings. You'll see why. Okay. And so we get to the story by ESPN. Pete Thamel. This was at 3:10 today. Connor Stalions, the suspended Michigan staffer at the center of the NCAA doing probe, purchased tickets in his own name. Let me say that again for you. Purchased tickets in his own name. Think we're done? There's more. For more than 30 games over the last 3 years at 11 different Big Ten schools. Let me say that again. Purchase tickets in his own name for more than 30 games over the last 3 years. 11. Not 10, not 12, 11 different Big Ten schools. The scope of the University of Michigan's alleged sign stealing operation includes both video evidence of electronics prohibited by the NCAA to steal signs and a significant paper trail. Stalions forwarded the tickets he bought to at least 3 different people in different areas of the country. Which hints at the breadth of the operation. The NCAA is expected to receive video evidence this week of illegal technology used in scouting tied to tickets purchased by Stalions. An opposing Big Ten school looked up in stadium surveillance video. Let me say that again for you. Looked up in stadium surveillance video from a game earlier this year and said the person of the ticket purchased by Stalions held his smartphone up and appeared to film the home team's sideline the entire game. Oh, think it ends here? Just kidding. There's more. Stallions purchased the tickets on both sides of the stadium. Let me say that again for you. Stallions purchased tickets on both sides of the stadium. Across from each bench for Ohio State's game with Penn State on Saturday. This past weekend's game, Ohio State, Penn State, there were tickets purchased by this dumb motherfucker on both sides of the stadium across from each bench. Michigan plays both of the teams in upcoming weeks. The tickets purchased by Stallions were not used on Saturday. Stallion's name emerged publicly in an ESPN story on Friday. He was suspended by Michigan. None of the tickets that the 11 schools told ESPN about involved Michigan as an opponent. The game involved either one or both of the teams that the Wolverines were playing later that year. Stallions did not respond to ESPN's request for comment. Michigan did not return Mark's request for comment by phone and text. Michigan on Monday reiterated that it is unable to comment further due to the ongoing investigation. Sources indicated that Stallion forwarded the tickets to at least 3 other individuals, with the ticket transfer showing up through ticket data tracking. Those tickets were used to get into the game by individuals other than Stallions, including the one in the video that the NCAA is expected to receive. Sources told ESPN last week of an elaborate scouting system that appears to be emerging less than a week after Yahoo Sports reported and the NCAA was investigating Michigan scouting. Stallions often purchased the tickets with his own credit card. The sources added that the tickets at multiple venues were bought via online retailers like SeatGeek or StubHub. The ticket purchases fall into a seat location pattern somewhere around the 45-yard line, raised up clear enough of a reach, raised up enough for a clear view of the opposite sideline. Stallions bought tickets to 5 different games at that school over the past 3 years. Another set of 4 games over the past 2 years. A third added that it was 9 games over the last 3 years. Some of the purchases were single tickets, others were for multiple people, and sometimes seats bought on both sides of the stadium near midfield. Stallions bought some tickets across from the home sideline in order to scout the home team, which Michigan played that year. One source added there's also been tickets purchased on the other side of the stadium facing the sideline of the opponent, including one purchase across from the visiting sideline in the weeks before Michigan played Ohio State. In the back half of the last season, for example, tickets were bought by Stallions on both sidelines for each one league game where Michigan had both opponents remaining on the schedule. Applications of this type are coordinated and orchestrated, capturing signals looms as distinctly different allegations than the gamesmanship of attempting to decode signals from across the sideline. It's uncertain who's funding the purchases. Stallions makes $55,000 per year, according to the University of Michigan's website. But the operation included thousands of dollars in tickets and cost of travel to the stadiums. Even if the school doesn't sell the ticket directly, it can electronically trace the tickets to their home games, including the time the person entered. The school began discovering Stallions had bought tickets for himself, and it raised suspicions because either the home school or the visitors were future Michigan opponents. Stallions is a retired captain in the United States Marine Corps who bragged on LinkedIn of his neck. This dumb bleep decided to brag on LinkedIn. Who bragged on LinkedIn of his knack for identifying and exploiting critical vulnerabilities and center of gravity in the opponent's scouting process. You bragged on LinkedIn because of this. Damn, dude. What a loser. He had been a volunteer at Michigan, according to LinkedIn, from 2015 to 2022, before being hired full-time in May of 2022. Soon after ESPN identified him as being a central part of the probe, he erased multiple social media accounts. Okay, so here's the deal. Let's just get a full stop right here, right now. If you did nothing wrong, why are you deleting your social media accounts? See, now you're giving it away. So for all the people who want to sit there and say, oh, this is nothing, yeah, good luck with that, because you're already showing it's more than something. only that, but imagine being that dumb that you're going to buy it in your own freaking name. Buy these tickets making $55,000 a year, and you're going to put them in your own name. And then you're going to go and brag on LinkedIn. Michigan was already amid an NCAA investigation for an alleged illegal recruiting during the COVID-19 dead period. Has pledged full cooperation with the latest investigation. There is no precedent to indicate what any potential punishment would be for Michigan and Coach Jim Harbaugh, as NCAA enforcement has never even seen a case of this scope in signal stealing. The allegations against Michigan could be greater than what got the New England Patriots in trouble during the Spygate scandal. It unfolded during the 2007 season. The crux of those allegations revolved around in-game taping of opponents. The potential of these allegations being added to the NCAA could increase Coach Jim Harbaugh's exposure to punishment. Which essentially states that the head coach is responsible for everything that happens in his program, whether they are aware of it or not. Duh, water's wet. And not only that, but see, this is where I say checkmate to you. Because, see, unlike the certain people who don't come prepared, oh, I do. I have data for you. Wait until you hear this. Now let me remind you that back-to-back, Georgia has been the national champion. Even they couldn't outrun Vegas. So here's some data for you. Here's the deal. Michigan under Jim Harbaugh from 2015 to the 2020 season, 32, 38, and 1 against the spread. Since these reports, or published reports, have the video surveillance and time stealing beginning 2021. Michigan against the spread from 2021 through this season, 22, 11, and 2. Think critically, guys. Think critically. Very simply, you mean to tell me that's not going to raise some suspicion, huh? Guys, Georgia had 26 NFL players in the draft. that were drafted. And here's the thing. Let's keep that same energy and say it's nothing when if it were MSU, PSU, or Ohio State. Let's keep that same energy that it's just nothing. The fact of the matter is, you could say these reports are nothing all you want. You're getting a window into the evidence. And the fact of the matter is that with that, you're starting to see how this went. The fact of the matter is that this guy was too stupid and decided he was going to purchase the tickets in his own name with his own credit card. What, did you not think that was not going to be able to be tracked? Did you not think that the tickets were going to leave a paper trail? Not only that, but 11 different schools, different Big Ten schools, and then on top of that, 30 different games. Not 3, 30. 30 different games. And you mean to tell me that on making $55,000 a year, you mean to tell me that this guy was paying for that all by himself? Yeah, I'll believe that when pigs fly. And here's the other thing. I'll give you a quote on leadership. Well, actually, let me give you a quote from Jim Harbaugh first. It's hard to beat the cheaters. Close quote. That's Jim Harbaugh who said that. On top of that, every coach, every executive, every leader, they all know right from wrong. Even those Enron guys. When someone uncovers a scandal in their company, I don't think they can say, I didn't know what was going on. They're just saying they're too dumb to do their job. And if they really are too dumb, then why are they getting paid millions of dollars to do it? They know what's going on. You know who that's from? That's from Bo. The fact of the matter is, this report is giving you a window into the fact of very, very simply all the evidence. The fact of the matter is that every single thing can be tracked. But I want to go back to this. Imagine being one of the baddest MFs on this planet. And let me tell you something. MF doesn't stand for my friend. Imagine being one of the hardest, baddest MFs on this planet, coming from the Marine Corps and bragging on LinkedIn. Get the hell out of here. Supposed to have respect for this guy because he's a Marine. Yeah, okay. That's great. Imagine being that much of a loser that you're going to go on LinkedIn and brag about it. And by the way, here's the other nail in the coffin. Urban got fired for less. And as far as it goes, your staff still benefited and your program still benefited at large. So you can sit here and say it's just a report, there's nothing to this, they're not going to do anything, blah blah blah, put my fingers in my ears, there's nothing here, blah 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 blah. And you can scream in my face and tell me, go. But the fact of the matter is that here's the deal. You make it personal. You want to make it personal with every single person because of your stupid little comebacks of, hey, oh, well, you're a spy. No, actually, I'm not. I'm actually a Michigan fan. I'm just not retarded like most of you. I'm not a crane-eating cultist. The fact of the matter is, you can deny the reports. You can deny all of it. But at the end of the day, somebody knows something. And not only that, but the tickets can be tracked. And by the way, stadiums do have surveillance. But hey, that's okay. I know you'll tell me, no story, bunch of baloney, bunch of BS, not true. Oh, and then my favorite, everybody's doing it. And it's like, no, everybody else is doing it to this level. And besides, go ahead. Go ahead, argue it. Argue the fact that everybody else is doing it. Okay, so then tell me who else in college football right now has two, not one, two investigations into the program. Go ahead. Alright, let's stick with college and let's get into this head coach. And no, it doesn't have anything to do with Michigan. It has to deal with Clemson and Dabo Swinney. And boy, oh boy, it is interesting. And oh, don't worry, I'm going to get to Michigan State. We're going to talk about that as well, because Lord knows that they just couldn't handle that. Not really sure why that was needed, but we'll get into it here momentarily. Okay. So this comes by way of Mike Gillespie. And boy, oh boy, this was a hell of a comment to make, and quite frankly, I need your guys' help to understand it. So, on Saturday night, Clemson lost to Miami. Dabo Swinney, Clemson head coach, was asked if the team would employ a sports psychiatrist to help with turnovers and losses this season. Wait until you hear this quote. Quote, "Oh, we got him. He's probably on suicide watch right now." What? Excuse me? Quote, "Oh, we got him. He's probably on suicide watch right now." Close quote. What? What the hell does that even mean? Well, buddy. Okay, then. Now, let's go ahead and let's get into Michigan State. This comes from Mike Gillespie. Michigan State issued an apology after a third party was responsible for asking a trivia question about Hitler's birth country at its game last night. MSU will not be using third party sources going forward and will continue to implement stronger and approval procedures. Okay. What is happening? What are we doing exactly? You've got a head coach who basically looks like just a blank stare, who basically looks like Daniel Jones with a blank stare. By the way, did anybody notice that Harlan Met's headset was not down? The microphone was not down Saturday night? Do we even know if the headset is working for Mr. Harlan Barnett? On top of that, a third party was responsible for asking a trivia question about Hitler's birth country at its game on Saturday night. And oh, by the way, you decided that you were going to go ahead and you were going to put a picture of Hitler on your scoreboard at Spartan Stadium. You have a former head coach who was too busy playing with his tool bag on the phone with a vendor, which he admitted to. What is going on? You have all of this stuff going on at MSU, and now this. Well, what are we doing here? The fact of the matter is, why are you letting a third-party source, first of all, put even a picture, a resemblance of Hitler on your fucking scoreboard? What? What the hell? But it defeats me. Then you have this Dabo Sweeney comment. What are we even doing? Why? I just... and then on top of that, and I didn't even want to bring this up, but I'm going to, because you know what? This is a part of what's going on in MSU right now. And you know what? I don't care. I'm going to say it. The fact of the matter is that you have this so-called search firm for a coach. You've got issues with the board of trustees. And yet, in the rivalry game, after you get blown out 49-0, what are we doing? Why? You have all these people fighting over who the next head coach should be. You've got people who don't want to be a big boy and really put forth an effort for this team to have a fighting shot to just be relevant. Guys, we know what's coming in 24, and we know for a fact that it is going to be the haves and the have-nots. And it is just crazy to me that we've got this going on. And not only that, but why the F are we letting a third-party user control what's on the scoreboard? Then you've got this Michigan stuff. And man, oh man, I'd like to think we can rally around the Lions, we can rally around the Wings. The Pistons, I have no idea what the hell we're even going to do. Like, it is just, it is, we're living in a wild stage, man, in a wild day, a wild age and era, man. We really are. You know, the other thing, as far as when I'm at work and you call in and you want to make it personal, that's fine. We can argue then. But don't come on here and make it personal here. Like, you can make it personal all you want. You're not getting a response. If nothing was going on, then why are you deleting your social media accounts? Not only that, but then why are you bragging on LinkedIn? Like, why are you bragging on LinkedIn in the first place when you are one of the bad MFs in this world? And by the way, MF does not stand for my friend. You are a Marine. Let me be very, very clear. Marines are the baddest MFs on the planet. Like, what are we doing? And as I said, I thought a brilliant hire. So don't come at me with this Sparty nonsense, because I don't like Sparty either. We're living in crazy times, man. We really are. But these two things going on with Dabo Swinney and Michigan State, sweet Jesus, man, that is something. Like, I know we haven't even made a dent in this yet, but my God, are we gonna have a lot of bails? Sweet Jesus. Wait until this damn thing is freaking done. Oh my God. And just to think, we only have 56 in the bank right now. Wait until this thing is done and it is a $25 million ranch. Sweet Jesus. We got a lot of work to do to get it there, but my goodness. So as I said, Friday, we'll go ahead and we will be on, and No Man's Land is going to be getting a makeover. So we've already got a brand new blueprint that was made for us, and I am very, very excited to get that thing built, because my goodness, I know we're going to be on Alma here soon. I did see that Delta's got some new maps on the way out as well. That's going to be fun. I know we're going to be redoing Tell Texas as well, as we've got an idea for that. So a lot is going to be in the books here these next couple of weeks. We're going to be jumping all over the place. And then, of course, when we do get back to Eaton County, DR's map, I think we're going to be down at my place, trying to get stuff done down there, because that specifically, that is, I think, one of my favorite builds so far. It's not done yet. There's going to be a lot, and I mean a lot, that is come with it, but very, very, very simply, I cannot wait to get that done and show you guys what the hell that is going to look like, because that I am basing off of one of my favorite builds in 19 that unfortunately we don't have anymore, but is one of my favorite builds from 19 that we had, and I can't get enough. Being able to finally have that build back, it's basically the UMRV build that I had for a little bit on here, but basically on steroids. So, but man, oh man, as far as an extreme playthrough, I think we found it, guys. But yeah, we're calling this one steak and eggs. This is going to be the chicken and cattle ranch. And this is going to be a big build. And boy, oh boy, it's going to be a lot of work. So, no, I mean, we're trying to switch it up for you guys. We're trying to, we're just doing our thing over here, man. That's really all it is. And so, it's going to be fun. And obviously, like I said, I understand, this isn't for everybody. Because we do talk sports. We do talk life. We'll get a little extreme every now and then. But the fact of the matter is that, look, I don't know how to be anybody else but me, so. I do know, right over here in that opening on the back side of the house there, we're going to use that, but that's going to be for a certain other thing. So, yeah, when I talk about how big this build is, we're not just talking this, like, we're talking over there, that opening, like, I think this is going to be one of the biggest builds we've done. And probably will do. And then obviously after Monday night, that's going to be a really wonky week because we're on Monday night, so that means I won't be back on until Friday for that week. So yeah, it's going to be some of these streams are going to be really, really wonky as far as days, but it's taken care of. But no, I mean, look, I'm just doing what I love to do, man. Like that's really all there is to it. So let's go ahead. Let's get a bail check while we're at it. 73. My goodness. You know how badly this would suck if we had to do the small bets? Oh my god. And speaking of which, we got to get back on the Brew Crew as well. So that'll be happening eventually. We got to get back on there as well. But no, I mean, as far as Week 7 reaction, I come away with really one takeaway. And it's, I'm done with JMO. Like, I'm not waiting on this kid. And that's really just kind of that. Like those targets were just awful. And I mean the ball hitting right in the face mask. And like I said, on that one, yeah, it should have been PI. But Yeah, that little opening right there. Ooh, Lord. Plus, I'm excited to see, after all of these bales ferment, how much money we're going to make. Because there is going to be a lot of them here, man. Oh, hell, I got to get y'all a score update. That 22-14, end of the third quarter, heading into the fourth. Vikings on top. Man, oh man. This is gonna be a sea of bales. But yeah, I mean, even like this over here, we're gonna utilize it. I don't know if it's gonna be a field. I don't know if we're gonna put buildings over here. But yeah, we're gonna figure it out, man. Like I said, this thing is gonna be huge. So, but no, I mean, as far as the Michigan stuff goes, look, yeah, it's just reports as of right now, but anybody with a brain and common sense who's not compromised, it's okay to have the conversation. The fact of the matter is that too many people in this day and age, well, I shouldn't say in this day and age, but mainly in my industry, look, are compromised. It's cool, but I'm never trading my integrity for access. Like, that's just how that's gonna go. And the thing is that, I mean, look at how games are today. The fact of the matter is that it really is becoming like the news. The fact of the matter is it's not the news's job to have you agree or disagree, and that's how games are, and that's the craziest part. Alright, so we'll finish up this one and we'll get going back the other way. And we will call it a evening on this Monday night. And then we will end up catching you guys on Friday. And as I said, there is so much that is on the way, and it is going to be so much fun. Plus, that's the other thing too, is like, especially with a lot of my playthroughs, like I want to continue to improve. Like, I want to continue to improve, add more detail, do all these certain things, and really just never stop improving. Like, continue to improve on every single one. So, I really wish this was the field, though, because this would be a muddy mess. Oh, looky there, 22-17. Alrighty. Vikings still on top. Man, oh man. This is going to be such a fun series. It's going to be a lot of work, but man, oh man, is it going to pay off. I'll check here. 86. Looky there. Alrighty. We'll get going down the other way. We'll finish up that one, and then we will call it a evening. I do want to get on DR's other map that is out as well. I know that's going to be another playthrough that TJ and I want to get into as well. We will see how that goes. So yeah, the next, honestly, I would say like 5 or 6 streams are pretty much written in stone as far as what the hell we got going on here. So, and I don't really like planning out that far, mainly because of all the stuff going on. But yeah, we've got quite a bit that will be in store as far as what the hell the deal is. These next few streams here, so, and not only that, but I don't like really getting that far ahead of myself, so I just like taking it week by week. So, but no, probably the next 5 or 6 streams, to be quite honest with you, are gonna be plugged up. So, because like I said, we got No Man's Land is getting a makeover on Friday. We do want to get on DR's other map. I know we've got a logging map installed that we want on as well. We have this. We have Tahitian County. We've got a ton regarding, you know, all the playthroughs and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, this one, to be quite honest with you, is probably going to be by far, in a way, the most extreme playthrough that I've ever done. I know TJ and I have talked about getting back on UMRV as well, because that's always been one of our favorites. But no, I mean, as far as this one goes, we've got a lot of work to do, and it is going to take a couple of streams to really get this thing going. But man, oh man, is this going to be incredible once it's done. I know TJ and I have talked about a Discord, and really what the deal would be is we would actually have a copy of these playthroughs already built for you. There would be no equipment though, and everything would be ready to go for you guys, and we'd, you know, let you guys join as well. I don't know if that's something you guys would want to see. If it is, hit the like button, because honestly, that's what we appreciate the most. So, but yeah, I mean, if that's something you guys would want to see, absolutely, you know, it can absolutely be in play. I know TJ and I have talked about that. We've talked about public servers as well, which again would be PC. I know we can do like a crossplay kind of thing. So I don't know if you guys would want to do that as well. It all depends, honestly. So, but no, I mean, this channel most of the time it is really steered by you guys. You guys are truly what make this channel, and that's the mentality I've had ever since I started on social media, and that's the mentality I'm going to continue to have, because I'd rather, you because the thing is that you guys are just as big as a part of this as I am, and TJ for that matter. So that's just kind of that's really the biggest deal. So but with that, man, oh man, it's gonna take some work, y'all, but man, I can't wait to get this playthrough really turned on its head for you guys, and be able to do this damn build, and really be able to show what this is going to look like, because as I said, we have to cut and make the bales and then do the trees and get rid of them first. And not only that, but the bales got to fit before we can really do anything anyway. So but man, oh man, is this gonna be a fun playthrough once we really turn this thing on its head and we really get going here. So alrighty guys, so lots more to bale, lots more to mow. But man, oh man, is this going to be fun. Like, this thing is going to be huge once it's done. So I can't wait to show y'all. I'm super excited for it. With that said, guys, that is going to do it for this evening. Make sure you guys leave a like. If you guys want to comment, make sure you guys leave a comment. I do appreciate you guys watching. As always, you guys are the MVPs. And with that said, we will catch you guys on Friday for the Lions makeover, and we will get into a Week 8 preview, Lions Raiders.